Everyone has a favorite Pokemon. If you say you don't, you're lying. Everyone has at least one they like a little more than the rest. It could be this one, this one, this one, this one. But every Pokemon, somewhere on this earth, is somebody's all-time favorite. And while all Pokemon are initially created equally, some are very clearly more equal than others. That being said, if you're the #1 fan of Pikachu, Charizard, Eevee, or any other Pokemon that has a ton of recognition from the fan base, and especially the franchise, you're not only boring, but spoiled. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Out of all the 1,000 different options to choose from, you pick the dragon. Not this dragon, or this one, but the company favorite. Congratulations, now find my affordable cards. All of this is to say that my favorite is probably the most overlooked and mistreated Pokemon in the franchise. I'm of course talking about Porygon-Z. Now, to look at a Pokemon's presence in this franchise, we'll be working with 4 different categories. Their in-game availability, their overall merchandise, their card appearances, and their role in the anime. Let's take a quick look at Charizard, for example. He's in nearly every game with several different forms. He's got a ton of merchandise. The cards are self-explanatory, and he's in a bunch of different anime episodes and is owned by several main characters. Now that I've covered how this will work, let's take a deep look into Porygon-Z. Starting with the Generation 4 games, Diamond and Pearl, where Porygon-Z debuted in the franchise, we can see that it's not even in the regional decks. I really wish I were joking. You literally can't use it in a normal playthrough since it's completely available until after the Elite Four, and is therefore one of the many Pokemon locked behind the post-game. This was eventually fixed in Pokemon Platinum, the superior game, where Porygon's whole line was made available in the game's updated regional decks. After this, the Porygon line wouldn't be available in a regional dex until Sun and Moon! That's a whole 3 generations later, which means you couldn't even get this thing naturally for 10 years. It's more widely available now through the Legends games and the DLC expansion passes from recent games, but the fact that it took that long to even show face in a new game's region is absurd. The worst part of it all is that I didn't even mention how abysmal this thing's evolution method is. Not only do you have to evolve a Porygon into Porygon 2 using a trait evolution while holding a specific item, which is widely considered to be one of the worst widespread evolution methods in the games, but you have to do this twice! So in order to get Porygon-Z in any game, besides the Legends games where you can actually catch it in the wild, you need to give Porygon an upgrade, get one of your friends, ask them to trade Pokemon with you, trade it back, give Porygon 2 a dubious disc, and then bother that friend again and repeat the process. Literally why? I mean, this also means that Porygon-Z is one of the only 3rd stage Pokemon that's legally obtainable from level 1, so, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Let's take a look at our next category, the merchandise. Porygon alone is a Generation 1 Pokemon, which, as we all know, is Game Freak's favorite. Besides, Porygon-Z's been around since 2006, which at the time of this video was 20 years ago, which means that it should surely have a little bit of official... Are you? Moving on, we have the card appearances. Now, this category actually isn't too bad. Porygon-Z is on 18 separate cards, and I personally own most of them. All of these cards feature pretty good artwork, with my personal favorite being the illustration rare from Paradox Rift. Now, I can't really speak on its competitive value in the actual game, since I don't play the cards competitively, but I can say that I have a full deck made around it in TCG Pocket that served me fairly well. It's nice to have one of these categories look genuinely promising, since Porygon-Z has had roughly 1 card a year since its introduction. Wait, let me compare it to another Pokemon that was introduced only 2.5 years ago as of right now. Well, would you look at that? It's the primary reason for me making this video. Let's take a look at the biggest appearance Porygon-Z has made within the entire show. Yep, there it is. That's it. 1 frame. Needless to say, Porygon-Z's role in the anime is actually non-existent. If you watch any of the over 1,300 episodes of the anime, which is about 20 days of continuous footage by the way, you will find a single frame of animation where it appears, its default PNG floating across the screen. For reference, literally every other Pokemon has made at least 1 animated appearance in the anime, no matter how long they've been around. But nope, not this one specifically. At least Porygon 2 had the Pokérap or something. Anyway, The reason behind this is because the entire Porygon line was banned from ever appearing in the show. This is because the original episode that focused around Porygon featured Pikachu, not Porygon, Pikachu, firing an electric shock which led to a ton of flashing lights, effectively giving a bunch of Japanese children seizures. This obviously created a ton of backlash, to which the Pokemon Company then proceeded to tuck tail and go, "Oh, it was Porygon! Look at him! There he is! It was him that harmed those kids! Not our mascot or our brainless animators! It was him!" Needless to say, I am incredibly upset about this situation. And that just about wraps up the analysis. As we just saw, it's pretty clear that Porygon-Z is just horribly treated in this franchise, and that's a huge shame. It's such a cool concept of a Pokemon that could be so much better if it wasn't handled so badly. Hopefully, sometime in the future, it'll receive something that lets others see what I do.